welcome to this, the 75th episode of Lisburn Distillery Television, with today's show featuring highlights from our latest two games against Dundela and Tobermore. Shortly we'll be heading to Fort William Park to see the highlights from our game against Tobermore, which was played on Tuesday night. But before that, it's a look back to the game against the league leaders Dundela, which was played here at New Grosvenor last Saturday. With thoughts of that shock defeat against Donegal Celtic from a few days previous still lingering in the minds, the Whites went into this game knowing that anything less than victory could mean the end of their promotion hopes for the current season. Victory was vital, but could they beat the league leaders? Here's the highlights. Well, there you go then, a defeat which, although not unexpected, was exceptionally frustrating, and that all 3 goals were gifted by defensive errors. For the first period of the game, Distillery looked the better side, but couldn't convert any of the numerous chances they created. And when you fail to do that, and then you make bad decisions in a defence against a team of the calibre of Dundela, then you can only expect to get punished. 2 red cards in the day certainly didn't help the cause either, as it's tough enough competing against the top sides on a level basis, let alone giving them player advantages. Still, let's move on and head up to Fort William Park for the highlights of the Distillery game against Tobermore in a match that was played there on Tuesday night. The red cards from the game against Dundela had led to a change in personnel in the starting lineup, and we also seen a first call up to the squad for a promising youngster, Jordan O'Kane, who's been performing exceptionally well for under 20s team of late. Here's the highlights from that one. So, a much more positive performance from the team on Tuesday, as the team secured their first ever win at a ground that hasn't brought us much fortune in recent times. Well done again to Matthew Ferguson for notching up 2 more goals, bringing his season's tally to no less than 22 goals. The goal conceded was a strange one in that the assistant referee had been flagging for offside, which was then overruled by the ref. Then there was also a clear foul on the Distillery goalkeeper just before the challenge, which saw the penalty awarded. Still, it didn't have any impact on the final outcome, so we move on. After the game on Tuesday night, Michael McDonald spoke to defender Conor Corry, who was understandably delighted to get a full game under his belt after recently returning from injury. And here's what Conor had to say.
Wonderful game, Conor. It is great to see you back, come back from injury. First time you've played in this ground since you actually got injured in that horrible 3-0 defeat.
Yes, that's right.
And how does it feel after a horrible game on Saturday, come back here and take all 3 points with a wonderful 3-1 win?
It's great, and I mean, I think coming up here, we know it's a bit of a bogey team, so to come away with a comfortable win, I think it was we all needed it, so it gives us a bit of hope at the end of the season to just keep pushing on.
The Lisburn Distillery got 3 points, but Queens didn't.
Right, okay, didn't know that.
Second team, they drew against Banbridge, who we play on Saturday.
Right, so it opens it up a bit again.
It does, it's all to play for, but we must keep the streak going.
Yep, definitely agree.
Get a good run of wins going. What do we have to do to achieve that?
The only thing we can do is just win every game. So it's out of our hand because obviously we slipped up on Saturday. But if we win on Saturday and we keep pushing, then the pressure's on the other team. So it's good to hear that they drew, and obviously they lost 2 points each. So we're back on the hunt, and just have to see how it goes.
Of course. And thank you so much, Conor. It's great to see you back.
No worries,
and well done, my friend.
So it's really good to see Conor back in action and fully fit after that recent injury. The result against Tobermore, coupled with the results elsewhere, leaves the Whites in 4th place in the table, with hopes of a playoff place still an outside possibility. It also leaves the Distillery only 2 points behind 3rd place Banbridge Town, and yes, you guessed it, those sides meet one another this Saturday. That game between Lisburn Distillery and Banbridge Town takes place here at New Grosvenor this Saturday the 20th of April, with kick-off at 3 o'clock PM. And as ever, we'd really welcome your support for the boys as they aim to end the season on a high. So that brings us to the end of this episode of today's highlight show from Lisburn Distillery Television. Thanks as ever for taking the time to watch today's show. I'm Colin Hopkins, and until the next time, come on you Whites!